This video is about a frustrating and often embarrassing experience. Struggling to find the right word. You know the word, it's on the tip of your tongue, but it just won't come out. Most people think these moments are just normal aging. A small, harmless glitch in an otherwise healthy brain. But here's the surprising truth. While occasional word-finding trouble is normal, frequent or worsening episodes might be an early sign of changes in brain health, even before serious memory loss becomes obvious. Researchers at the University of California and other major memory centers have found that language difficulties, especially problems with naming and word retrieval, can sometimes be an early clue to mild cognitive impairment, and even Alzheimer's disease. In this video, you'll learn why these word-finding problems happen, how to tell the difference between normal aging and something more serious, and what you can do to support your brain's language and memory functions. Let's get started. Why do we sometimes lose words? Our brains store words and names in a vast network of connections. These networks involve different brain regions, including the temporal and frontal lobes. When you want to say a word, your brain has to find it in this network and retrieve it quickly. With age, the pathways between these regions can become slower or less efficient. This is why you might suddenly forget a familiar name or a simple word like umbrella or toaster. Most of the time, this is completely normal. We all experience occasional tip of the tongue moments, especially when we're tired or stressed. But if it starts happening more often, or if you start substituting words, that thing instead of fork, it might be a sign that your brain's language network is weakening. Common scenarios. Many people describe losing words during conversations with family or friends. You might stop mid-sentence, feeling embarrassed or frustrated. Some people start avoiding certain words or topics altogether to avoid making mistakes. In some cases, people might rely heavily on gestures or say vague words like stuff or thing instead of specific names. This can make conversations confusing and reduce confidence in social settings. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Up to 40% of adults over 65 report occasional word-finding problems. But when these episodes become frequent or interfere with daily life, it's important to pay attention. Difference between normal aging and warning signs. So how do you know when it's just normal aging, and when it might signal something more serious? Here are some red flags. Struggling to remember very familiar words regularly, not just once in a while. Difficulty naming close family members or common objects. Needing help from others to finish your sentences often. Repeatedly losing your train of thought mid-conversation. Avoiding conversations out of fear of embarrassment. These signs don't always mean dementia, but they should be checked by a doctor. Early evaluation can help identify treatable conditions and support you in keeping your brain as healthy as possible. What causes frequent word-finding difficulty? There are many possible reasons for frequent word-finding problems. Some are temporary and reversible, while others require closer attention. 1. Stress and fatigue. When you're tired or stressed, your brain has less energy to focus and retrieve words. This is why you might feel more foggy after a long day or during times of emotional strain. 2. Medication side effects. Certain medications, including some used for anxiety, sleep, or pain, can interfere with memory and language. If you notice changes after starting a new medication, speak with your doctor. 3. Hearing loss. Struggling to hear clearly can make it harder for your brain to process words, leading to misunderstandings or word-finding trouble. Addressing hearing problems can often improve language function. 4. Early cognitive changes. In some cases, frequent word loss is one of the first signs of mild cognitive impairment, MCI. MCI is a condition that involves subtle problems with memory and thinking that are noticeable but not severe enough to interfere greatly with daily life. About 10 to 20% of people over age 65 have MCI, and in some, it can progress to dementia. Scientific insights. Recent studies have shown that people who struggle with word finding often have changes in brain regions related to language and memory. A study published in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia found that people with early language problems sometimes show early changes in the left temporal lobe, the area responsible for naming and word storage. Another study from Boston University showed that word-finding difficulties could predict decline in other cognitive areas later on. This doesn't mean every instance is a sign of serious disease, but it does mean it's worth discussing with your doctor if it's happening often. What can you do right now? If you notice word-finding problems, there are steps you can take to support your brain. Stay mentally active. Activities that engage your mind, like reading, playing word games, learning new skills, or discussing books with friends, can help keep language areas active. Practice naming exercises. Pick a category, like fruits or animals, and see how many words you can name in 1 minute. This simple exercise activates your language network and keeps it flexible. Stay socially engaged. Talking regularly with others challenges your brain and supports overall cognitive health. Avoiding conversations because of fear can make problems worse over time. Look after your general health. Good sleep, balanced nutrition, exercise, and managing blood pressure and cholesterol all support brain health. When to seek help. If word-finding problems are happening more often, or you feel like they're affecting your confidence or daily life, talk to a healthcare professional. A neurologist or memory specialist can help evaluate whether the problem is part of normal aging or something that needs further attention. They may perform simple language and memory tests to understand what's happening and guide you on the best next steps. Early support can make a big difference in managing changes and keeping your mind as sharp as possible. How to support your language skills over time. Taking care of your brain's language network is just as important as caring for your memory. Here are more ways to help. Keep learning. Lifelong learning strengthens brain connections. Try picking up a new language, learning to play a musical instrument, or even taking a class in art or history. These activities encourage the brain to create new pathways and improve mental flexibility. Use visual aids. Writing down words or using pictures can help support word retrieval. Some people find it helpful to keep lists or label items at home as a gentle daily exercise. Tell stories. Sharing stories from your life with friends or family can be a powerful way to practice language skills. It also strengthens emotional connections and helps keep your memory vivid. Join groups. Book clubs, hobby groups, or discussion circles offer safe and supportive spaces to use language regularly. Being in a group encourages natural conversation and reduces the fear of making mistakes. The power of connection. Feeling embarrassed or worried about losing words is common. But avoiding conversations or activities out of fear can create more isolation, which in turn can speed up cognitive decline. Being open with trusted friends and family about your struggles can reduce anxiety. You might be surprised to learn that many people around you experience similar moments and are understanding. Looking ahead, research into brain health continues to grow. Scientists are exploring new therapies, brain training techniques, and even medications that may help protect language and memory functions. While there is no magic solution, what we do know is that staying active, curious, and socially connected are some of the best protective steps you can take. Your brain, like your muscles, needs regular use and care. Closing thoughts. Struggling to find words happens to all of us from time to time. But if it becomes frequent or starts to interfere with your daily life, it's worth paying attention and talking to your doctor. Remember, noticing and addressing these changes early can help you take charge of your brain health. You don't have to face these challenges alone. At Silver Memory, we believe in supporting you with kind, clear, and trustworthy information. Our goal is to help you feel confident and empowered to keep your mind strong for as long as possible. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Silver Memory for weekly, trusted brain health insights. You deserve a brain that supports you every step of the way. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult your healthcare provider for personalized guidance.